what do you think of when you hear the word Aqua Tofana? Maybe a women's makeup bottle or perfume. This is exactly what unsuspecting men thought in the 1600s when their women brought home this beautifully wrapped bottle with the name Aqua Tofana written across from it. However, this would contain the exact substance that was used in their murders, poison. When I was in middle school, I was obsessed with true crime, and one of the very first stories I read was about Julia Tofana and her serial poisoning. Today I'm going to share with you the social hierarchy of the 1600s, what was in Aqua Tofana that made it so deadly and how it affected people, and what Julia Tofana did. To start off, I'll explain to you the social hierarchy. Women were treated like property. Families sold women, their daughters, their sisters, to men to marry them and live their life as abused and in unloveless marriages. There was no way out of these marriages either. Divorce wasn't a thing. And so the only way out of a marriage is if your husband, dies. Now that we understand the social hierarchy of the 1600s in Rome, I'm going to explain to you the contents and the effects of Aqua Tofana. Aqua Tofana was made up of belladonna, lead, and arsenic, which is very ironic considering the fact that women's makeup at the time contained the exact same products, and the only difference was that it wasn't made of consumption. When women would want to kill their victims, they would give them doses. The first dose would cause nausea, the second dose would cause vomiting, and the third to fourth dose would cause their victims to die, making it appear like they had a mysterious illness or they died of natural causes. Now that you understand what the poisoning is, I'm going to explain to you what Julia Tofana did. Julia Tofana was said to get her recipe for this poison from her mother, who was tried and hanged for the murder of her father. And Julia Tofana sold this poison in the black market. She sold it to women that she knew personally or that were referred to her by previous clients. So when a woman went up to her and was referred to her by a close friend of hers, she didn't find an issue with it. It was normal. She gave her the poison and sent her on her way. That very woman decided that she did not want to kill her husband after she had already poisoned his soup. She warned her husband before he drank the deadly soup that she had just made, and the husband phoned the police. The police then set a warrant on Julia Tofana's back. Julia Tofana, being seen as a savior at the time for women, had many, many friends who informed her of this warrant before the police got to her, and so she fled to a nearby church. Soon after, though, she was caught, and the church had to release her into the custody of the police. She was sentenced to be hanged along with many other women, including her young daughter, who was said to have helped with her. She confessed to killing and being responsible for over 600 men's deaths. That is more than most serial killers now today. Now that we have gone over the social hierarchy of the 1600s in Rome, what exactly Aqua Tofana is made of, and Julia Tofana's involvement in the case, we can now go over what makes this case so relevant today. This case shows that women's suffrage has come a long way. We no longer have to kill our husbands to get out of marriages. We can divorce them of free will. We are respected now as a society, and this shows, even though that it was a dark time, we are improving as humans. We are improving as a species. Now you may be wondering, is there any other cases like this? This is one of hundreds that show that women choose poison.